On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5
Welcome to Eagle Vision for Friday, December 4th, 2020. My name is Sarah, and today we are going to talk about state testing and tutoring. Today we are administering the Biology 1 and U.S. History state tests, rooms G1, A1, A2, A5, C4, C6, B3, B5, and the library will all be used for testing. If one of these rooms is where your normal class meets, you will be relocating.
If you're unsure about whether or not you're testing, be sure to check the test board in the Commons. It will list all the details of each day's test. Once students enter the building each morning, testers for the day will immediately report directly to the cafeteria. Testers will not report to first block on their test days. Students who have VOTEC classes, if you are taking a state test, do not go to VOTEC on your test day. Test days are determined by the state of Mississippi. We are only allowed to administer the test on the scheduled day, so be sure to report to school on your scheduled test day. All items are to be placed at the front of the testing room. Any electronic devices found in the test room could invalidate all testers. This includes Bluetooth devices, smartwatches, phones, trackers like Fitbits, and all small electronics. If you have a jacket, it must be worn the entire test. You are not allowed to take the coat off during the test. If you think you might get hot, be sure to drop your jacket off with your stuff. You will not need to bring anything in the test room. Pencils will be provided for you.
Earlier this week, we announced Ms. Tatum as the November VIP Teacher of the Month, and today we'd like to congratulate Coach Thomason as November In-School Teacher of the Month. Tell us about your life growing up.
I grew up in a semi-small, big town in Grenada, Mississippi. My parents have lived in the same house my entire life. They're still there, out in the country. I enjoyed being out in the country, so city life we were never in a subdivision. City life wasn't for me, but I grew up out in the country doing country things in a small town.
Tell us about your family.
I have 3 stepbrothers and a stepsister and a biological sister. We're all married, we all got kids, so when we get together it's a lot of people, a lot of kids. My parents have 12, including my soon-to-be grandchild, so we have a big family. We like to get together and hang out.
Tell us about your years in high school.
In high school I wasn't as active as I probably should have been. I played football, played sports. I was in the math club. I was in the National Honor Society. If I wasn't in sports or at practice, I was usually at work. I had a full-time job all the way through high school.
What was a pivotal moment in your teenage years?
Pivotal moment in my teenage years would probably been when my mother remarried. My father passed away when I was 11. There was a period there of 5 or 6 years where it was just my mom and my sister and me, and she started dating another guy, and I was lucky enough to have 2 amazing fathers. She remarried a man that was extremely godly and taught me what it meant to be a man and how to treat women. I was very financially savvy, so I learned how to balance my checkbook and how to spend right, and how to budget, which at the time I thought was dumb, but now I greatly appreciate it.
What jobs did you have in high school?
Ooh, I had a lot of jobs in high school. I was a bar back. My uncle owned a pool hall, and I cooked food and cleaned and bar backed for them. I worked for a guy in a warehouse that had 3 different jobs in it, and I did all 3 at some point. We loaded up vending machines. We delivered the big 5-gallon jugs of water to businesses, and we refilled fire extinguishers with the powder that goes in there for different little companies. I delivered ice, the bags of ice in the truck. We delivered to gas stations and convenience stores and grocery stores and stuff like that. It was a wet and awful job.
What's the funniest thing you can think of that happened to you in high school?
Funniest thing probably wasn't funny until after I graduated. We had counselor workers, kind of like we have office workers here. The counselor was a good friend of, her husband was a good friend of my mom's. And once a week, I would go and fill up her car with gas. She would give me her debit card, give me her keys, I'd drive to the gas station, fill it up. After about 2 months, I decided she drove a really, really nice, expensive Mercedes. And I decided I had to know what it could do. I just had to know. So in this little subdivision right behind the gas station, I hammered it down and about wrecked and almost totaled her super nice Mercedes. And it wasn't funny until after I graduated when I told her about it. It was pretty funny then.
Tell us about your college experience.
College experience, I went to 3 different colleges. My freshman year, I went to Holmes Community College there in Grenada. Lived at home, kind of got my taste of college. Decided I wanted to move on. Went to Ole Miss. Loved it there, but it was just too big. I was always kind of a small town kind of guy, and it was too many people, just too big. So I transferred to Delta State, and it was more of a small town. You would know everybody you passed, got to know a bunch of people there. And it was very small town feel. The professors cared about you because your class sizes were so small. They would help you in anything you wanted and needed. They would do it for you. And the people there are very laid back, and it was a very tight-knit small town community.
How did you choose your future profession? Did you originally plan on being a teacher?
So I originally was chemical engineer major. And I'd always kind of wanted to be a football coach. I wanted to coach a sport. And then when that was not for me, I decided I did math because I was good at math. I enjoyed math. It's very clear cut, right or wrong. And as I was doing was in school, we had to tutor in the math lab where people had to do some of their work. And I realized how awful of experience people had in their high school math teachers in their classes and how little they learned. I decided I wanted to change that. I didn't want that to be the norm.
What's something outside of school that you're passionate about?
Outside of school, I'm passionate about my family and my kids. Spending time with them is definitely number one. When we get any kind of time outside of football or outside of school, we're traveling. I want them to have the experience of traveling and going different places and seeing different things. I think that's just being together is one of the most important things.
Tell us something that you've always dreamed about doing, like something on your bucket list.
Something I've always dreamed of doing is going to Canada and duck hunt and goose hunt. It's one of the best places and the ideal places to duck hunt.
What's something you love about Horn Lake High School?
What I love about the school is it's kind of cliche, but how tight-knit the teachers are and the administrative staff that you have, how much support you have from them. I've been to other places, and it's not like that everywhere. It should be the norm, and it's not. And kids here that actually want to do better and want to be better, the motivation there is it makes teaching really easy when kids want to do better and be better.
It's now time for today's announcements. Pay attention, we're moving fast. The canned food drive is still going on. Turn in your cans by December the 16th. Turn your cans in to your first block teacher. The winning class will get a donut party. Exams are coming up on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. The exemption policy has changed this year. Students may be exempt from all exams if all of the criteria are met. You have an 85 or above semester average in that class. You have not been assigned to ALC for more than 5 days, been suspended, or placed in DCAC at any time during the semester. Students, tutoring is still available to you. It is more important than ever to catch up and finish strong as the semester's end approaches, which I know we are all ready for. Those of you who are virtual will have tutoring options available for you on Wednesday afternoons. Tutoring will be from 2:45 to 4:15. You must let your teachers know if you plan on attending the sessions via Schoology no later than 2 p.m. each Wednesday. Virtual tutoring will take place through the Teams apps, allowing you to have live sessions with the teachers. Traditional students here in the building also have tutoring options available on Monday afternoons. Be sure to sign up in the cafeteria on Monday during lunch if you plan on attending the sessions. You can also talk with your teachers if you're interested in signing up. That's it for today's episode here at Horn Lake. We are better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch menus and athletic schedules. We'll see you here Monday. Have a fantastic day.
Yesterday I fell asleep at night. I woke up in a spaceship traveling at the speed of light. Everything feels so misplaced. The sky is at my feet and the ground above my head. I'm landing on a star with little flying cars, but I feel like I already know this place. It was the first time our eyes collided. I wish that